The spring sports season is well past the halfway point. Today we're talking about the varsity sports of your Indian Hill Braves with AD Brian Phelps, and Brian has a special guest. Brian, how are we doing today?
Doing great, and I'm excited to introduce Avon Jamison, part of our 6-2 softball team, and athletic intern here for us in the athletic department.
Great. Welcome, Avon. This is the first time we've done this with a student athlete. Before we get to that, hey, how did the AD second game of the AD softball game go?
Well, it might have been another run rule. No, actually, it was 21-12. We played 7 innings, so we got the best of those Marymount Warriors both times this year.
So for this year, you got the trophy.
That's right. Yeah, AD trophy is in my office until I don't know that might be the only AD trophy. I don't know. We'll see.
Might very well. Well, Avon, thanks for joining us. And first and foremost, how are you enjoying the being this athletic intern while at school? Because usually it's a college student that's doing it. So how is it working for you?
Yeah, I think it's going super well for me. I do it during my study hall, so I have free time anytime, and I just come down and I can just help them with another hand if they need help with anything.
And then is this something that athletic administration that you might be interested in once you get to college?
Uh, Probably not. I just think this was a good opportunity to take and see what it's like of what they do in the athletic department.
Sounds great. Well, I appreciate you sharing that with us, and I'm sure Brian is pleased to have you and assist in many tasks, especially in the spring, because spring is the toughest season just because of the weather and all the changes. So I'm sure you're a big asset to the athletic department. Let's talk softball real quick. 6-2. What's been your most exciting part of the season so far?
Probably getting a couple hits off, because I had a goal for getting 2 to 3 hits, this season, and I'm pretty proud of myself for that. So,
Great. And then you play second base, which you shared with me before we went live. How has your defense been so far this year?
recently it's been good. Our first, I think, what is it? First scrimmage, I want to say, I think I did. Did I do second base? I did second base. Had a had a rough start there, but I think I'm coming back up.
Coming along fast, that's for sure.
That's great because ball gets on you quick at second base,
Yeah.
no question. So, what is your goal for the rest of the season? I know it looks like you have 5 to 6 games left before tournament time. What would you like to see for your softball team?
I think hopefully try and beat Taylor.
Okay,
Um, uh, Maybe get more than 8 wins than we did last year. Try to get 9, maybe.
great. Well, that sounds like a great goal. Avon, I appreciate your time sharing this with us. Best of luck the rest of the season and the school year, and maybe we'll touch base with you next year since you're just a junior.
Thank you so much.
Great. Well, we want to thank Avon for joining us today, and let's jump into the larger diamond first. Let's go to baseball. I know they're having an excellent season. Currently, show them at 9-5. Looks like a busy week ahead. Wow. Well, the weather's supposed to be nice except for tomorrow. It looks like they're playing every day. So let's talk about baseball.
Yeah, we this past Saturday was CHL Day out at Prasco Park, and that's always a great event. We were the 4:30 game, so the last game of the day. Had the opportunity to knock off Wyoming for the second time this year, so that's always a good competitive game for us. They'll take on Taylor a couple times this week, and hopefully we get Madeira in this week as a makeup as well. And then we have a couple other non-league games sprinkled in. But definitely a busy week, and any spring we're trying to cram them all in and keep kids healthy, and hopefully we're winning the CHL championship when it's all said and done.
I think when I was coaching, it was the mantra was try to get 27 games in 24 days or something crazy like that. So it's been
Yeah,
a challenging spring, which it always seems to be here in the Midwest. But I know the team's going well, and they have their draw next weekend, correct? So I think they're trending in
that's
the yeah, sounds
putting
good.
in records now for baseball and softball, and yeah, we'll see how that shakes out here in about a week or so.
Sounds great. Well, good luck to baseball this week. Let's go to lacrosse. Let's see. Lacrosse has played a very tough schedule this year. Looks like they're hosting Wilmington today, and then the Eagles traveling to Eagles at Walnut Hills on Friday, and then the always tough Columbus Academy on Saturday. Let's get the fans up to speed with lacrosse.
Yeah, tonight versus Wilmington will be Teacher Appreciation Night, so that's going to be a good competitive game for us. We're definitely in a rebuild year for boys lacrosse. I'm excited about the future of the program over the next couple of years. We have some really nice younger kids that are developing in the program in the high school and in the middle school. So I think a lot of good things to come for boys lacrosse, but we'll kick it off with Teacher Appreciation Night tonight versus Wilmington at 6 o'clock.
Um, so does each player get to pick a teacher that stands by them during the national anthem? Is that is something like that happen for teacher appreciation?
Yep, something like that. They write them a note. Sometimes they have them wear their jerseys, but we ask them to come and we have a little script and we recognize them. And I think that's an important thing for our faculty and staff to be recognized. And clearly they've made a difference in our student athletes' lives. And we probably can't do enough of that.
Yeah, it's really awesome that you guys do that. That's good. Good. So good luck to boys lacrosse this week. Let's go to the girls' side, having an excellent season, which we kind of anticipated. Currently 8-2 with a really tough schedule they've played. A huge win over Bishop Watterson on Saturday. This week, hosting the Aviators from Sycamore, the Bulldogs from St. Ursula Tuesday, traveled to Turpin on Thursday, and then an always tough CHCA on Saturday. So another tough week for the schedule, and I'm sure the girls are up to the task.
Yeah, I was going through all our records and all our teams, and we mentioned boys lacrosse in a rebuild, but all of our spring teams are having such a great season and really high aspirations to go deep in the tournament. Girls lacrosse is as good as any of the teams. State Final Four the last 2 years. We think getting out of Cincinnati is just about the state championship. We have some really good Division II teams, and the schedule. Our coach plays a really tough schedule, as you just mentioned this week. That's 4 tough games for us, and we hope to be on the smiling side of that come the end of the weekend.
Yeah, good luck to the girls in a tough week, and so good for that. Let's switch over back to the smaller diamond and talk about Avon's softball team that's currently 6-2. Tough week ahead, and as we're getting close to tournament time.
Yeah, Taylor's a very good team. I don't think, have lost a league game in a bunch of years or whatever it is. So they continue to be really strong. We're really proud of the season that we've had so far. Still a lot to be accomplished. Excited to play Deer Park at the end of this week, hopefully, depending on the rain. We have Wyoming one more time, where we've got the best of them the first time. We have Madeira one more time, got the best of them the first time. So we have an opportunity to really have a really solid season for softball when it's all said and done. Hopefully we can get a solid seed and then win a game or two and see how it goes in the tournament.
Brian, with the very moist spring that we've had this year, has your facilities, baseball and softball, allowed you to get in a few more games because of your facilities?
Absolutely. Having turf on the infield is a game changer for us. Not only, playing, but the hours and the manpower, working on fields during the day to try to get it. It's just such a luxury. It really is. And it affords, and even offering our field to other league teams to get games in. We try to be good partners like that as much as possible. So very lucky to have the facilities that we have, and that affords us to get in maybe a few more games than most.
And some savings because you don't have to spend money on Diamond Dry.
That's right.
Because that's expensive bags of field. What's the word I'm looking for?
Surface maintenance. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's great. Well, good luck to softball, Avon. Hope you get several wins and get a W against Taylor this week. That'll be great. Let's go to the hard court talk. Boys tennis having another excellent season. Wow, we're getting ready for tournament time here. Coaches Classic and the OTCA. But a couple of matches before that, Monday hosting today hosting Springboro, which is a reschedule, and then the Bombers from St. Xavier over there on Wednesday. So some good tests before Coaches Classic and the team tournament.
Yep, no doubt about it. Had a really nice win this weekend, this past Saturday over St. X out of Louisville, 3-2 win. So
Nice.
that's a was a definitely a nice victory for us. And I know we talk about it every week, but our boys tennis team plays as tough of a schedule as they can possibly play. Mariemont's right around the corner in the team state tournament, so excited about that. And yeah, you had mentioned the Coaches Classic. We're always in that top flight, and we'll see how we compare against the bigger schools and some of the other best teams in the city.
I know with girls tennis that we talked about in the fall, playing that higher level of opponent sure gets them ready for the team tournament and the individual play. It just gets them match ready, doesn't it?
It sure does, and I love that our kids embrace that and they want to play the best, and and they do. And I think we've had a lot of success for a long time, but especially in the last just handful of years, that has turned into state championships for us in boys and girls.
Yeah, and you're doing it in a lot of other sports as well. You do it in basketball, baseball's doing it, and it's just it's going to pay huge dividends down the road. It's just got to play tougher opponents.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Great. Good luck to tennis this week. Let's go to track and field. Uh, we finally got some decent weather. I think in a couple weeks you got the CHL championships over at Taylor. Let's see this week. What do we have this week? Do you have your
Going
tri
to
meet?
Taylor.
Yeah.
Yep, Taylor Wednesday, and a lot of good stuff coming up. Just got back from West Virginia, where our coach ran at West Virginia back in the day. It was a few years ago, but she loves getting our kids back to where she trained and that part of the world for her. So I know that was special, especially being Coach Savage's last year. She's done this few times recently, but for this to be her last year doing that, I know it was extra special. And she does a great job getting our kids ready for tournaments like that or invitationals like that, and the Coaches Classic and the league tournament, and that'll springboard us right into the state tournament. So we expect to be running in the state tournament, and hopefully we can do some really good things.
That's great. Well, I'm sure, like you said, that was going back to WVU this last time. It was probably extra special for sure.
It sure was. I know it was.
Yeah, that's great. Well, good luck. Good luck to track and field. I know Unified Track had their track meet, and I know it's one of your favorite events of the year. Let's tell the fans how that went and all those good things.
Yeah, it was great. Best event we do all year. Loveland was here, Madeira was here. We use that as our senior day so we could acknowledge our seniors and their families. I think about our softball team and our baseball team and other teams down there cheering them on. Just a real feel-good event to have those student athletes get the support that they deserve is just really kind of unparalleled. So if someone watching this is at a school and they haven't taken the opportunity to really get into unified track and field or unified sports, I encourage you to do so. It'll be the best thing you do all year.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm so glad that it was a huge success, and I know it's one of your favorite things of the year. So that's wonderful, and congratulations to all that helped put that on, because I'm sure it was a big group of folks that made that a success. So congratulations to that. So let's wrap up this week's show, Brian, with Talking Boys Volleyball. I know it's a new program, but on Thursday, boy, you must have had a really exciting. When you get to that fifth set and you get the W, man, there's not much more exciting in the spring season than that.
Yeah, we opened up our season at Wyoming, our very first chance at competition. I think they maybe had a couple matches under their belt, and we looked like it was our first match of our program. So to see how far we've come, that team is 6 or 7-2 now, and so really off to a nice start. We'll play Holy Cross a couple times. We only have one senior on the team, so we'll have senior night tomorrow night versus Holy Cross. I think we're still going to pick up a couple matches before the year's going, but I'm really pleased to get this off the ground and get the program going and just see it grow from here.
That was going to be my last question was, now that the season is getting closer to being finished, are you glad that the administration pushed and you signed off on adding this sport?
Absolutely. To see some of the kids that, were not participating in anything or participating in the spring to continue just offering ways for our kids to participate is what we're all about. And, I see another team just that is formed and will be successful, and kids are getting to be student athletes here at Indian Hill.
Yeah, it's great. Well, congratulations to them on the first season, the inaugural season. Good luck this week as the regular season starts to wind down, and good luck to them. And Brian, thank you for joining us this week. Avon, it was a pleasure to have you. Good luck with the rest of your season. Thank you for your time. Have a great week. We'll touch base next week, and I think other than tomorrow, we're going to have some great weather for spring sports.
Yeah. Thanks, Rob, and go
Thank you.
Braves.